Hey everybody, this is Kim Danke. I am the new member fast track instructor and welcome to our Sunday night webinar. This is the lifestyle overview and I am happy to be teaching this tonight. If you take what we go over tonight and start applying it this week, you are going to have great results. So if you are on Facebook, please do me a favor and hit the share button. Let everybody know what is going on Planet Shibboleth tonight. We are teaching secrets to weight loss and wellness because Travis has cracked the code on childhood and adult obesity. And if you know how to do it, you can get results. That's what we're showing tonight. Hey, Polly, glad you're on there with me. Say hello if you're on Facebook. Also, if you are a member who has had success with Shibboleth, please type in how much weight that you have lost. I would love to hear that and encourage others. Let's see in the Zoom room. Hey, Phyllis and Debbie, thank you both for already setting your chat to all panelists and attendees. Hey, Missy White, hey there. She also set her chat to all panelists and attendees. So those of you who are either on your phone or in your on your computer, y'all find your chat. So Karen from Porter, Texas has lost 9 pounds. Way to go. Way to go. Hey, David. Hey, Holiday. I see you on there. Okay, y'all do me a favor. Look next to your name. If it just says all panelists, click in your chat feature where it says all panelists, but choose the option for all panelists and attendees. Okay, so go ahead and do that. And that way, when you chat, everything that is seen, everything that people say, all of us can read it, not just me. It doesn't look like I'm answering random questions out of the air. So welcome. I'm glad that you're all here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. And if you are catching this and you are not a Shibboleth member, we would absolutely love for you to join this lifestyle with us. It's $99. That's it for a year, and you get the fast track, the journey, and the tiger eye level. That's all of our levels. Hey, Laura, brand new, started today. Awesome. Glad that you're here. This is the right place to be, the right place to be. So let me explain to you a little bit about what's going to happen this week. Tonight is the lifestyle overview. Tomorrow night is 7:30 is the simple food combining webinar. And then Tuesday night through Saturday night is basically me working through the fast track laps with you, lap 3 through lap 7, exploring the website, showing you all those awesome things that are on the website. But there's fast track laps that I would like for you to be doing. I'm going to show those in the very end of this webinar. But today and tomorrow, you should go ahead and start working on lap 1 and 2. And they aren't hard laps to do, a lot of little housekeeping just to get your account set up and everything. But I will show you that in just a second. Let's see. Debbie says it's amazing and so much useful information to help us all succeed. That's right, Debbie. Thank you for that positive word. Hey, Polly Jones is having a holiday. Wanting ice cream for supper, but don't have any in the house. Hey, that's a good thing, Polly, that it's not in the house. Hey, Rose and Angela, glad you're here. And hey, Kim. Kim, I know Kim. Is this the Kim from Premiere I know? Say hello. I think it is. Say hello and tell me if it's the Kim from Premiere that I know. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. I am going to share my screen with you, and we're going to be going over a PowerPoint. You will, yay, Kim, that's awesome. I'm so excited about that. Welcome. It is wonderful. You're going to love it. Okay, so you will have access to this after the fact. So you can take screenshots of it if you feel like you want to have it on your phone. But if you're going to do anything, just take notes. This will be accessible on the website. Awesome, Kim. That's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so you are now a citizen of Planet Shibboleth, okay? This is the Shibboleth lifestyle. And what we're going to do tonight is we're going to teach you all the little terms that we use, the way that we talk. You know how when you're learning something new, if you don't know what they're talking about, if no one's ever taken the time to explain what they're saying, it's hard for you to understand completely. So we're just going over all that terminology tonight and all the basics, okay? So the basics are, we have 2 modes in Shibboleth. You are either in weight loss mode or maintenance mode. That's it. One of those two modes at all times. Most of the time, we're going to be in maintenance mode because we're going to get this baby done. We're going to use weight loss mode to get us to maintenance mode, and then maintenance is where we should spend the rest of our life. All right. We have two types of days. We either have a perfect day or a holiday. Now, if you have been looking at your journal yet already, you might see that when you click on the drop down menu in your journal, you might see like 10 different types of days. And you're thinking, wait a minute, what are all those types of days? Right now, she's just saying there's two types of days. Well, basically, there is two types of days, a perfect day or a holiday. But there are a lot of versions of perfect days that you could advance into when you are ready. But all we need you to do in the beginning is get living the lifestyle down. Get it down, okay? Then when you're ready to move into those advanced types of things, then you can use those days. But right now, just keep it real simple, perfect day or holiday. So how many holidays are allowed? So the world might call it a cheat day, but we aren't the world, all right? The world puts a negative connotation on that. Cheating is not positive. I've never known cheating to be a positive thing. So we don't call it a cheat day. We call it a holiday, all right? So you can use up to 6 holidays. A holiday is where you eat whatever you choose to eat, or if you're just not meeting some component of the Shibboleth shield, okay? So you can use up to 6 holidays in a calendar month. In maintenance, so once you get to maintenance, you can use up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. So we're going to talk more about these holidays as we go throughout the week, but please know that these holidays, where was I going with that? I don't know. 6 holidays is what you can use. All right. How do I have a perfect? Oh, I know what I was going to say. Anytime that I'm working in fast track, I always talk about 6. I don't mention the 12, but I want you to know that once you get to maintenance, you can do 12. But I focus on keeping it at 6 or below for all of the new members. Okay. How do you have a perfect day? You simply follow the Shibboleth shield. The Shibboleth shield is there to keep you happy, not happy, safe. It'll make you happy too. I'm losing it tonight, y'all. Sorry about that. It's there to keep you safe, to make sure that you have that perfect day. After 2 perfect days, you get into a state that we call EFB. EFB, baby. Efficient fat burning. Okay, let's efficiently burn that fat that's already sitting there, and that's how we use that up as energy, and that's how it comes off of our body. So there are 5 components to the Shibboleth shield: water, journal, combinations, portions, and timing. So these are the 5 things that we try to do every single day. After I started putting these into play each and every day, I started calling these my 5 daily disciplines. So I've used the 5 daily disciplines for a couple of years. Well, now all of a sudden I've started applying my education background to them, and I've said that we now have standards to live by. These are the standards to live by, and these are my daily objectives. So we're going to give you the standards in each of these daily objectives. So however you want to say it, however you can make it work in your head, whatever you want to call it, these are the 5 things that we are focused on doing every single day, that we want it to be a perfect day. Component number 1 of the shield is to drink water. We've got to get water in. Our body is 75% water, and we need to be hydrating ourselves at all times. So the minimum amount is half a gallon, up to 1 gallon a day. So if you look at this as a visual, 4 of these would be your minimum, where 8 of these would be a gallon. And if you are shooting for a gallon, you are much more mentally and physically satisfied. Okay, so let's drink our water every single day. So 64 ounces up to 128 ounces. A dehydrated body will not efficiently give up fat or waste, and we need fat and waste to be moving out of our body on a regular basis. So this week we are going to normalize our hydration levels, and you may even find out this week that you aren't drinking as much water as you thought you were. So many people tell me, "Oh, I drink water all the time. That won't be a problem." And then when they start measuring, they'll come back and tell me, "Oh my goodness, I hardly got in what you said, and I thought I was getting in a lot of water." So the measuring of this is very, very important. Have you ever heard do everything in moderation? But whose moderation? These standards give you the moderation, the measurement to measure the moderation by, okay? So half a gallon up to a gallon. Component number 2 of the shield is to journal. So being that you are now a citizen of planet Shibboleth, there are no idle bites on planet Shibboleth. If you bite it, you write it. If you nibble it, you scribble it. If you drink it, you ink it. And if you hog it, you log it. We're going to write down everything that we eat. This is really big in the area of behavior modification. If you want to change the habits that you have had before coming to Shibboleth, you need to focus on writing down what you are doing to help you change those habits. So that is part of having a perfect day. It also helps you learn the lifestyle as you're filling in all of the little blanks in your journal. Component number 3 of the shield is combinations. This is eating in a way that controls insulin. All right, so we're going to eat properly combined meals. We're going to eat in a way that controls insulin, aka the fat bus. Properly combined meals keep away the fat bus. We'll talk about what the fat bus is in a minute, but really it's insulin, which is a hormone. It's a growth hormone that is focused on fat storage. Now, this component is a biggie. It is a biggie. In fact, I'm going to do one slide on it tonight, but the full 1-hour webinar tomorrow night is on this food combining part. So make sure that you come back for that too. Component number 4 of the shield is to eat properly portioned meals from a 6 to 8 inch plate using the 2-hand rule. Now keep in mind, if you're using the 8-inch plate, it's not the rim around the side, it's that center part, okay? But no matter what size plate that you have, you're going to use your 2 hands as the guideline. So you're going to close your fingers up, move your thumbs out of the way, put your hands together as close as possible, and then you are going to lower your hands down over your food. And you just don't want to be able to see your food. So you look, there shouldn't be any food sticking out around your hands. And your food shouldn't be any thicker than the thickest part of your hands, okay? Now, our stomachs are really no bigger than this. We have stretched them out, and we're going to get them back to their normal size by eating for the size that they should be. So we're going to use the 2-hand rule. So the 2-hand rule is really important because this is what gets you into a calorie deficit. Now on Shibboleth, we actually don't hyper focus on counting calories. I'm so thankful for that. I don't want to count calories, macros, points, or anything like that. I just wanted to know how to eat and in what portion I should eat in. And now I know this. So no more than what fits underneath my hands, okay? But if you're taking notes, please write this down. In 1 pound of fat, there's 3,500 calories. So in order to burn 1 pound of fat, we've got to be in a 3,500 calorie deficit. That doesn't happen overnight. It happens over a course of a couple of days, okay? But we're going to get great results. The reason that we get great results is because we combine this one, portion control, with the insulin control. Think about this. If you are in a calorie deficit and you're burning fat, but you're never controlling insulin, and so you're always storing fat, you're burning it, you're storing it, you're burning it, you're storing it. It is an ugly, nasty, vicious cycle. But if you are controlling your calories with the portions, and you're also controlling that insulin, so you're not storing new fat, think about that. You're not storing new fat while you're using the fat that's there, which is just stored energy. See, fat is just stored energy. We got to access it. That's what we're going to do in Shibboleth. We're going to access that. We're going to use that as our energy. So when you're using up that as energy and you're not storing new, then we're getting results. All right. That may have just answered some of y'all's questions. Why have I done stuff before and it didn't get results? You might have just been watching calories and not really controlling insulin. I don't know what you've done before, but this one is what works. So we have been over 4 of the 5 components to the Shibboleth shield. Water, that's not hard. Y'all start that tomorrow. Journaling, writing down what you eat is not hard. Combinations really isn't hard either. I'll give you some guidelines tonight that you can get started with. And portions, not hard. Y'all can get started with that tomorrow. And I want you to know and let this be your mantra, no matter what, this is how we should be eating anyway for our health. So if you weren't to see some results on the scale, or if things weren't going exactly like you want, you need to tell yourself, I'm changing my habits. Whether or not I see any results, this is how I should be eating anyway, because this is going to improve your health. But you will get results. Okay, so don't worry about that. I just want us to always have another way of thinking if we don't like what the scale is telling us, because the scale doesn't always tell us what we want to see. All right, let's look at component number 5, because this component, if you don't meet this one exactly right, this one won't throw you off of having a perfect day. Okay. Hey, Patty Bass, glad you're here. So this one won't throw you off of having a perfect day, but this one is there to help optimize everything that you are doing with component number 1 through 4. All right. So timing, you can have up to 3 meals a day. It is best if you have them 4 to 6 hours apart. If you have a moment of mental weakness and you feel like you're going to give in, you can utilize a freebie, an extra, or a snack. You could actually utilize all 3. Okay, but less is best. We're trying to get results, and the fewer calories, the quicker you get into that 3,500 calorie deficit, and that would be better for your results. Now, with all that I'm going to talk about right now, keep in mind that we do need to stop grazing. So my other little teaching tool here, this guy, he grazes. Okay, he's a cow. He has a stomach that has 4 chambers, and it was designed for grazing. So he can stand in the field and graze all day. Our stomach is not like that. It does not have 4 chambers. We are not meant to graze. But that's one of the problems that we've got. We are grazing and we're never really giving our body time to digest food and efficiently burn fat. And also, we are causing digestive problems. So I don't know if you have digestive issues or if it's people that you know, but I'm sure that you've heard out there in the world, there's lots and lots of digestive issues. Think about this. The digestive system is a machine. If you have a machine that you never give a break to, the machine is eventually going to break down. So if there are digestive issues out there, it's not pills and medications that are going to fix those. It is correcting our eating habits. So we got to stop grazing. But let's think about this. Yes, Missy, that's right. So up to 3 meals a day. Now, first of all, if you don't eat breakfast, that is totally fine. You do not have to eat breakfast. Okay. So, but whenever you eat your first meal of the day, 4 to 6 hours later, you can have your second meal of the day. 4 to 6 hours later, you could have a third meal of the day. And then you could utilize freebies, an extra, or a snack if you want to. Now, a snack it would be an approved item. And then an extra would be an approved item. Everything would actually be an approved item. In our food library, we have entire categories for these, and we will be playing around in these with the fast track laps this week. Okay. So when there's 4 to 6 hours apart, if you didn't go 4 to 6 hours, let's say you went 3 hours, or let's say that you went 8 hours, and that right there is not going to throw you off of having a perfect day. Okay. It's just that this is for optimizing what you are doing. And what else do I need to say? Yeah. If you have breakfast, then you have an extra, then you have lunch, then you have a snack, then you have dinner, and then you ate freebies all night long, I want you to know that if all of that was approved and portion controlled, that would still be a good Shibboleth perfect day. All right. So it's not going to get you the absolute best results that you want, but sometimes people need to use all those things when they're coming off of the habits they had before Shibboleth. Okay. But maybe you said, you know what? I am just going to have 3 meals a day. And if I need a freebie, I'll do that. That looks like an even better Shibboleth perfect day. And then maybe you just said, I'm just going to have 3 meals a day, and that's that. That would be one of the best Shibboleth perfect days. It could actually even be 2 meals and a snack for that as well. So just keep in mind there's flexibility there. Okay. But if you think about the portion control part, if you go over and if you go over one extra or over one snack or over 3 meals a day, that would be missing out on the portion part of the Shibboleth Shield, and it wouldn't be a perfect day anymore. So if y'all have any questions right now, please ask so that you can, so I can answer those questions, because this is all about the management system. See, Shibboleth is really just a management system. How do I manage my life? How do I manage it when it comes to the area of eating? I'm going to think about it monthly. I'm going to think about it daily, and I'm going to think about it by meal. So one day the timer went off in my kitchen, and my husband asks me, "Why is this timer going off?" I said, "I'm managing my life." And he just started laughing. Really, it was going off because I was going to go in there and drink another water bottle after 30 minutes and try to get that in, because sometimes we do need those reminders. All right. Now, this is the one slide that I'm going to use to explain combinations tonight. Okay, tonight I'm doing an overview, like a little umbrella overview. But tomorrow night's webinar is 1 full hour on this topic because it's pretty important. It's what we're eating. And if you think about the 5 things we just went over, only one of them, combinations, has to do with what we're eating. The other is water, journaling, portions, and timing. Only number 3 is what we're eating. So go ahead and put in all those other ones into play, and we'll start perfecting this one this week, okay? But in order to understand combinations, we have to know that there are 7 categories of food. So I'm going to read them out. Category 1 is a lean protein, or LP. Category 2 is a fibrous carb, FC. Category 3 is an energy carb, EC. Category 4 is a protein plus fat, PF. Category 5 is fruit, FR. Also known as an antioxidant carb. Every once in a while, I'll see an antioxidant carb or AC written on some of our documents and information. So I just want you to know that those are interchangeable if you see that. Category 6 is superfood, SF. Category 7 is shellfish, SHF, which is really just a lean protein. So those are the 7 categories of food. Category 1 and category 7 are basically, I consider them the bookends of the categories. They're both lean proteins. Now, here's some of the things that go in these categories. And this is one of the biggest things that you can do in this Fast Track Week. It is to write down the things that you hear that you like and what category they go in. I would have me a piece of paper and category 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at the top. And when Kim or anybody else says something that you like, write that on your list, because it's all about building your list of what you like. So in the lean protein category, this is where egg whites are. This is where chicken breast is, and all fish. There's a lot of other things. I'm just kind of keeping it simple right now. Fibrous carbs, this is where you're going to find broccoli, green beans, cauliflower, and guess what? Over 60 approved breads. Yes, we don't exclude anything on Shibboleth. We just tell you which ones are the best. Our food library is like a treasure, and you're going to go on a treasure hunt, and you're going to find the absolute best foods that you like that will work for you instead of against you. Category 3, energy carbs. This is where you're going to find corn, all your potatoes, and most lighter colored beans. Category 4, protein plus fat. This is where your whole eggs are, all cuts of steak, chicken wings. Category 5 is fruit. All fruit is in fruit. Category 6 is superfood. This is where your nuts, your seeds, nut butters, most of your darker colored beans are in superfood. And shellfish, now remember how I said fish was in your category 1 lean protein? All the other critters that live in water, whether or not they have a shell, go in shellfish. Okay, so like octopus and squid. I wouldn't eat those, but I'm just kidding. But those don't have a shell. They still just go in the shellfish category. Okay. So just familiarizing yourself with the little numbers and the abbreviations that we use is very important. Now, I had somebody tell me one day, I can't remember these numbers. I said, okay, well, can you remember them according to like what kind of nutrition they are? I mean, can you remember them as a lean protein, as a fiber? She goes, yeah. I said, well, then don't worry about the numbers. Okay. You've got to think of it how you understand it. Okay. So there's several different ways to be able to look at that. All right, so here are some general guidelines. And while I'm going over these general guidelines, I'm getting into the science of this. And this is going to wow some of you. You've never heard this before. And this is a secret. This is the secret alert coming up. So there are 5 of these categories that you do not even need to combine. So if you have those categories 1 through 7 listed on your piece of paper or somewhere, you can circle the following. You can circle number 1, lean protein. Number 2, fibrous carb. Number 4, protein plus fat. Number 6, superfood. And number 7, shellfish. You do not even have to combine those. Those can be eaten alone. The reason it's important to know that is you are going to find yourself in all sorts of different eating situations, and you need to know this type of information. I go to a luncheon or out to eat every single day for lunch, just about. And I find myself, if it's a luncheon, it's prepared. I need to know that when I arrive there, if they've just got a chicken breast and everything else is something that would bring the fat bus and I don't want it, then I need to know I can just eat the chicken breast or I can just eat the steak that's there or whatever meat they've got. And I can make those choices. But I also do throw an oatmeal protein pie in my purse. And if I don't like what they're serving, I've learned my oatmeal protein pie tastes better than a bad, unsatisfying meal that I am then concerned about after I eat it. The oatmeal protein pie keeps me happy. So I go prepared, but then I know what to do when I get there if I want to do that. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the categories that I skipped over. I skipped over category 3 and category 5. Those should not be eaten alone. Oh, I forgot to say something in the beginning, so I'm going to go ahead and say it now. Remember how I said we have 2 modes, weight loss mode and maintenance mode? There's 3 differences between these 2 modes. 1 is the number of holidays. 2 is how you eat fruit. We're going to talk about that in just a second. And 3 is your mindset. You might be coming into this thinking diet, but by the time that you've learned what you need to learn, we need to be thinking lifestyle. And I'm pretty sure you will understand that if you don't keep up with what you're learning and what creates success, that it goes back the other way. So we got to get it to lifestyle mindset, not diet mindset. Okay, so energy, carb, and fruit. We cannot eat those alone in weight loss mode. All right. Now, once you get to maintenance, fruit can be eaten alone as a snack, but not in weight loss mode. See, weight loss mode and maintenance mode are 2 different nutritional situations that people are in. Because in weight loss mode, we are really, really, really needing to control that insulin to make sure that we're getting the results that we want. Once we get to maintenance, a little fruit that's going to be good for you anyway is not going to hurt you. So we just have to edit the way that we use fruit while we're in weight loss mode. But once you get to maintenance, you can have it alone as a snack. Now, if you're eating it with a meal, you should still combine it properly, okay? But you can have it alone as a snack in maintenance. Okay, so let's talk about an energy carb. Category 3 energy carb. If you want to eat an energy carb, you must eat it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So what this might look like is, let's just say that you want to have some lima beans, all right? So I'm going to use my two hands as my measuring tools. Remember, we carry these with us wherever we go. There's never an excuse not to be able to measure your food, all right? So lima beans. And just to give you like another little measuring idea, about a quarter of a cup. And it can fit about right there, okay? So about a quarter of a cup of lima beans. And when you eat those lima beans, your blood sugar is going to elevate and your pancreas is going to secrete insulin. That's just what happens when you eat an energy carb. So those things happen, but now that you're learning, oh, I need to eat that with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. Maybe you put some chicken breast under here and some green beans here. Okay, so the lima beans that are here elevated your blood sugar, your pancreas secreted insulin. But the protein in the lean protein and the fiber that are in the green beans neutralize the insulin release that came from the lima beans. You just used food as medicine. All within that meal, you controlled insulin within the eating of that meal. So this is not only great for weight loss, this is also great for diabetics. So this is going to be really, really good. In fact, Travis came off all of his medications, and many, many, many other people do too. In fact, a lot of doctors send their patients to us to help with that particular illness. So the next thing is fruit. If you are in weight loss mode, fruit must be eaten with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So let's say that you just want some shrimp and broccoli, and then you're going to have a little bit of berries with that meal, like as a dessert right after that. That would be fine. Some shrimp would be a lean protein, broccoli would be your fibrous carb, and berries would be your fruit. Okay, and it's the same scientific thing that I just talked about with the energy carb. Okay, if you're taking notes, please write this next thing down. I have to teach you now what you don't eat with a protein plus fat. With a protein plus fat, you do not eat energy carbs, fruit, or superfood. So this is a great protein, and the fat really right here is typically a natural fat, and it's not bad for you. It's just that we do need to portion control it, and we don't need it stored, right? We don't need it stored. So we are not going to eat it with anything that brings an insulin release, because insulin is a fat storage growth hormone. We're not going to eat that together. So let's talk about the classic plate of a steak and baked potato. If you eat the baked potato, which it really doesn't have any fat in it, but it's the catalyst to fat storage of the other things that you eat with it. So the baked potato, and y'all could probably say this in your head right now, the baked potato is going to elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin, and the insulin is going to come out to deal with the blood sugar elevation from the potato, but it's going to get super excited because what is it? It's a fat storage growth hormone, and you ate it with steak, which has got fat in it, and it's going to go store the fat. That right there is how you end the fat storage vicious cycle. We just don't eat those two things together. Now, how many of you like steak and baked potato? I'll wait for some little thumbs up or something. How many like steak and baked potato? Yes, Debbie likes it. Awesome. I like it. Y'all can give me some thumbs up on Facebook if you like steak and baked potato. I mean, most people do like an occasional steak and baked potato. I want you to know Shibboleth is not taking anything from you. You can actually still have a steak and baked potato and be fully on the Shibboleth planet, all right? You can do that up to 6 times a month. You just don't want to do it more than 6 times a month, because then that wouldn't get the results that you wanted, all right? So you can do that up to 6 times a month. You just wouldn't do that on a perfect day. You could do that on a holiday. So this is where your decisions come in. Is it the steak I want the most? If it is, then you have it with a fibrous carb. If it's the potato that you want the most, you need to eat that with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So on perfect days, you're just making decisions like that, okay? This eating thing that we do, doing it willy-nilly isn't getting us where we want to be. So we have to know what to do and then apply those according to the day. But with that protein plus fat, we're just not going to eat it with our energy carbs, fruit, or superfoods. And I hope all that makes sense. Let's see, Angela, I like steak and cream spinach. That sounds good. That sounds really good, Angela. Yes. Okay, let's look over here at this phase 1 combination chart. I don't want anybody to get confused about the word phase 1. Phase 1 is the lifestyle foundation. You're really never going to be out of phase 1. You're always going to be living the foundation. Now, can you advance in other topics? Yes. And can you learn about more variety of foods? Yes. So more variety of foods come in phase 2, but I don't want you to necessarily think it's better foods. It's really things like Captain Crunch and frozen meals and soup and the middle aisles of the grocery store. And then there's some others. So, but phase 1 is the foundation of the lifestyle and just basically just getting started. This blue column is fast weight loss. This yellow column is faster weight loss. This red column is like you're blowtorching fat, like you'd blowtorch butter. This is burning off of you fast if you stay in this right here, okay? Now, most of the time, let's say we're all going to the beach. We're all going to the beach. This is like taking the scenic route, this blue one. This one's like getting on the highway. This one's like going on the interstate. And if you think about it, as we go to the beach, we're probably on the scenic route some, we're on the highway some, and we're on the interstate some. So you're going to have meals in and out all of these during weight loss, okay? But I try to stick in these two and then throw in the occasional blue one, okay? But I want to read one of these out to you so that you can see what this reads like, okay? So right here, this is a category 1 lean protein. The plus sign doesn't mean we're doing math. It just means we're eating it with category 6 superfood, eating it with category 2 fibrous carb. And these numbers here are the category number, not necessarily quantity. Each one of these lines is a different meal that you can make from the favorites that you have listed on your favorites list, all right? So that's just simply how you read those charts. And this will, MR stands for meal replacement. -2 and -3, we'll talk about that later in the week. Meal replacements are great for weight loss. All right, so we're going to go over and recap everything. Your fastest, hang on. Your fastest fat burning combination is a category 1 or 7, which is a lean protein, eaten with a category 2 fibrous carb, cooked up in MCT oil. We're going to go over that on the next slide, MCT oil. So that is your fastest fat burning combination. If you want to eat a category 3 energy carb or category 5 fruit, you must eat it with a category 1 or category 7 lean protein and a category 2 fibrous carb. Oh, and just to kind of let you know why category 7 lean proteins got pulled off, shellfish got pulled off of lean proteins due to medical reasons and biblical reasons. Some people don't eat shellfish, so it just got pulled off into its own little category. And then we just don't eat category 4s, which is protein plus fat. We don't eat that with energy carbs, fruit, or superfoods. And then this is very important. All meat at a restaurant should be considered a category 4 protein plus fat. So if you go to a restaurant and you think, I want to get chicken breast, that's still, and you know that if you made that at home, it would be a lean protein. When you order it at a restaurant, it is a category 4 protein plus fat because basically you don't know what oil they cooked it in, and they've taken a lean protein and they've cooked fat into it and they've turned it into a protein plus fat. Okay, now we're going to talk about cooking oil. Part of Shibboleth is simple swaps. We're simply going to swap some things that we're buying in the grocery store. Maybe the bread that you're buying is hurting, not helping. Maybe the tortilla that you're buying is hurting, not helping, and so forth, okay? This right here is another major secret of Shibboleth, switching your oil. So we use 100% MCT oil. MCT stands for medium chain triglyceride. Now, this burns very, very quickly. This oil has almost no propensity to be stored on your body as fat. Sounds good to me, right? Okay, the other thing that we're used to using, olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, and most other oils, are long chain triglycerides, LCTs, and they have a great propensity to be stored on the body as fat. No, thank you. I don't want that. So I don't use long chain triglycerides anymore. So I want you to think about it as in a little candle wick. You've got a little candle wick and you've got a big candle wick. The big candle wick, it's taking longer to burn through and it's more dense. So it's just going to take longer. That's like a long chain triglyceride. And then you got this little one, it just burns up quickly and it's not as dense. That's why these medium chain triglycerides work better. Okay. The second oil you could use is coconut oil. Coconut oil is 66% MCTs, but it's not 100%. You could also use ghee butter. Ghee butter is just butter that has been clarified. So basically all of the milk solids have been pulled out and it's just the fat that's left. It's about 40% MCTs. But this is used when you need that butter flavor. See, all of us on Shibboleth, we like to eat and we like to eat good foods. So if you're making shrimp scampi or you're dipping lobster tail or crab legs or whatever you need a butter flavor for, this will give you the opportunity to use that butter. Now, these would be better up here, but you use this when you need to. We also have 0-calorie cooking spray. Now, some people have asked me, why would I choose to use a 0-calorie cooking spray over an oil, which actually 1 tablespoon would be your amount, 1 tablespoon or less, and 1 tablespoon of MCT oil has 130 calories in it, okay? So people say, why would I choose to use 0-calorie cooking spray over something that has some 130 calories in it? Well, this is because MCT oil has a muscle preserving effect. And we are all about preserving our muscles on Shibboleth. In fact, the way that we eat is a muscle preservation way of eating. So, and that's important. We want to do that. It also has a metabolism building effect. So it'll burn a few extra calories, all right, because it heats up and burns so quickly that when you generate heat, you also burn a few extra calories. Now, this is how I make my decision on which one to use. If I am cooking a lean protein or shellfish, then I am going to use MCT oil. But if I am cooking a category 4 protein plus fat, I'm using 0-calorie cooking spray, water, or bouillon, or something like that. I don't use a fat. It already has fat in it. I don't need to add fat to it. So that's how I make my decision on what to use there. Now, you're hearing me say lots of great things about MCT oil, but what I don't want you to hear me say is take it randomly, put it in everything. We don't want to do that. There's a lot of noise out there about MCT, and if you pick up this bit of information and this bit of information and you're trying to piecemeal it all together, that doesn't work. You need to follow the guidelines of the Shibboleth lifestyle. So you do not need to take it as a supplement. We do not make bulletproof coffee with it. We don't put it in shakes or eat it randomly. We use medium chain triglyceride for 3 reasons. 1, cooking. 2, recipes, which is still cooking, but I want to separate it out. And 3, making approved salad dressings. If you're not using it for those 3 different reasons, please don't feel like you need to just get it in. Okay, you never need to get it in. All right, so hopefully that information helps. Also keep in mind that because MCT burns quickly, you need to cook on low to medium heat. Otherwise, it will set off your smoke detector. So low to medium heat. All right, we're going to kind of wrap this up. This is an important slide. We are striving for perfect days. But we are living life, right? And planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. And after that holiday, you know what to do now. You get right back to your perfect days. This is how this is a management system. There's going to be times you get to go and let your hair down, enjoy yourself, do what you want to do. But then there's other days that you get to get back to perfect so that you can achieve those results. Isn't it awesome to be healthy and still be able to enjoy birthdays, holidays, and anniversaries and vacations? Yes, but we don't do that every single day of the year. We got to be doing something really good on the other days. So we're striving for perfect days, but planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. After a holiday, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into EFB. Okay, so after on your first perfect Shibboleth day, when you journal that in your journal, you're going to see a green check. On your second perfect day, another green check. On your third perfect day, you are going to see a flame. All right, that means that you are in EFB, baby, efficient fat burning. I'm going to go over what that means on the bottom here. Then you string as many efficient fat burning to get days together as you can, and then planned or unplanned, a holiday's coming. After the holiday or two, it could be a weekend. After a holiday or two, you get right back to your perfect days. After 2 perfect days, your body gets back into EFB on that third day. You string as many efficient fat burning days together as you can. It's a cycle. It's a good cycle. It's not a vicious, nasty cycle. It is one that is going to be helpful and great for the rest of your life. Now, listen to this bit of information. When we are in EFB, efficient fat burning, our body is going to burn fat. Fat is just stored energy. All we're doing is accessing it. Okay, let's access it and use it. So it's going to burn fat, stored energy, for the energy that we need. We need energy all the time. We've got to have our body not using easily accessible sources of energy, such as unapproved oils and starchy and sugary carbs. So think about that. If we're giving it oils like long-chain triglycerides that take forever to burn through, our body, just like humans often take the path of least resistance, then our body is going to go to the easiest source of energy first too. That would be unapproved oils and then unapproved starchy and sugary carbs. Otherwise, we're eating in the right combo and we will be in EFB and we will burn that fat. Does that make sense to everybody? Y'all give me some thumbs up. I just think that is so amazing to know. If I want to be burning fat, thank you, Debbie. If I want to be burning fat, then I need to let my body access stored energy. It accesses stored energy when it doesn't have insulin running around in it and it doesn't have those unapproved things that are easily accessible. So let's recap what the fat bus is. The fat bus is, thank you for those likes on Facebook. Thank you. What is the fat bus? It is insulin. Insulin is a growth hormone, a fat storage hormone. Insulin also increases appetite. It'll send it off the charts. Have you ever eaten some ice cream and then you wanted chips and then you wanted an Oreo and then you wanted a pickle and then you're like, oh my goodness, what in the world is going on? That's because insulin increases your appetite. And that is a vicious cycle that we don't want to be in. So just keep that in mind, though. The reason that's important for you to know, especially in the beginning, is once you have a holiday and you're getting back into EFB, you might be a little hungry that first day, and you just need to tell yourself, oh no, I'm not hungry. That is insulin. That insulin is going to be dissipating and going away, and I won't feel that anymore. Typically, once people get over to their third perfect day, they always tell us, oh no, I don't have any problem after that. I can chug right along. So do you have to just know the reasons these things are happening and then coach yourself using that as a strategy? Oh, that's insulin. I am not going to go in there and eat right now. I'm going to follow the guidelines for timing. So that's what you do. You use the Shibboleth shield to keep you safe. After an insulin release, fat storage will occur for up to 48 hours, meaning that you are out of EFB, hence the 2 days, 48 hours, 2 days. So after the fat bus has been on its rounds, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into efficient fat burning. Now, what are you going to eat? So this is really not that hard. If you go ahead and go on into lap 1 of Fast Track, there's going to be some documents that you can look at. The new member food library is going to be there. And I simply want you to pick 7 favorite lean proteins from either category 1 or category 7. Pick 7 favorite fibrous carbs from category 2. You'll have your little list of one of them and list of the other. And you know how you were in elementary school and your teacher would say, draw a line from something in this category that goes with something in this category. You're just going to say, yeah, I want to eat 96% lean ground beef with green beans. I want to eat chicken with broccoli. I want to do this. and just make some meals, some really simple meals. And if you have some MCT oil, cook it up in that. Throw in a few meal replacements for simplicity. Most of the time, people aren't cooking breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week, and they're running out of the house early, eating something in the car, or they're throwing something in the bag, taking it for work. You got to know which type of meal replacements will work if you're doing that. And if you're making approved lunch meals and stuff, then you got to figure that out too. But meal replacements, those are just there for simplicity. And then keep it super simple in the beginning, super, super simple. Then you can branch out as you continue to see ideas on the website or different pictures that people post on Facebook, and you'll continue to get your repertoire of foods, whatever you're willing to use and your menus. And last but not least, please take advantage of our awesome resources. We have amazing resources. Make sure that if you are a Facebook user, that you get into our support groups. You do not have to have Facebook to be successful at this lifestyle. Everything that you need to live and learn the lifestyle is on our website, but this is just an extra layer of support if you are a Facebook user. Familiarize yourself with our awesome website. Now, you're going to do that throughout the Fast Track Laps. So if you will use the Fast Track Laps fully and completely to your benefit, you will know the website by the end of this week. And please make a getting started mentor appointment or a meal plan help appointment. But I really don't want you to do that this week. This week, I want you to focus on Fast Track. I want you to schedule the appointment, and I do highly suggest that you go ahead and click on this link, or it's in Lap 7 of Fast Track. You can go ahead and click on the link in Lap 7 and make the appointment, but make the appointment for next week, not even this upcoming week, the next one. The reason I want you to do that is because when you go through Fast Track, you are going to be having a more intelligent conversation with your mentor, all right? If she has to spend 30 minutes of y'all's time explaining the lifestyle to you, that's really not the best use of y'all's time. So if you have already taken the Fast Track Laps and taken it seriously, then you can call and talk with them about different meals and just get some ideas from them. And then you can ask any clarifying questions that you have, okay? And then while you're there, check out the other types of mentor appointments. And then focus on the Fast Track Laps this week. Okay, this is very important. And I'll be here with you live every night at 7:30 for the Fast Track. If you're unable to attend the 7:30 classes, please know that we understand that people's lives are busy and they've got different schedules, and everything that we do is recorded and put online for you to look at after. Welcome to the Shibboleth family. We are here for you. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. I am going to pop over into the website, and we're going to, well, if I can find it, go to the Fast Track Laps. Okay, we're going to click there on dashboard and click on Fast Track. So that's how I got there, dashboard, Fast Track. So right here is a tutorial. This is always a tutorial video right here for you. So basically, I'm showing you how to do all of this. So watch this little video first. They're not all 20 minutes. Most of them are shorter than that, much shorter than that. But watch that little video. Then read this paragraph up here and hover your mouse over that link. When you do that, a black box pops up. That black box should be read first. That black box is like me telling you why you're doing this task and if there's any special instructions about doing this task. For example, this one says when you click this link, you will also need to click the link that says Kim's Events. So there's a secondary level there, and I want to make sure that you know that. This is why you read the black box. The black box is different for every single task. Okay, so read that first, and then you click on this link and you do the link. This very first one is getting registered for all of this week's Fast Track classes, all right? Once you've registered for all of them, you simply come and check this box. And then you just follow all of these. If these down here are signing up for the Facebook groups and liking the Facebook public page and things like that. If you are not a Facebook user, just check them off, because all of the laps need to be checked by the end of lap 7 so that your dashboard will give you the instructor dashboard and the main dashboard rather than just the new member dashboard. Right now, it's a new member dashboard because you don't need the other dashboards yet. But what will unlock those other dashboards? You having done all of these little laps in lap 1 through 7. This is how you get to lap 2 and so forth, okay? If you can, please be working through lap 1 and lap 2 today and tomorrow. And lap 3 is what we're going to do on Tuesday night. Now let's have a look at lap 2 real quick. This is all about you doing little things that are basically dotting the I's and crossing the T's in your account to make sure that you have your profile set up properly and that you've entered your starting weight and your starting measurements, that you've taken a before and a before front and side picture and defined your why and all of those things, okay? Confirming your email, finding your ideal weight, all of those things are in lap 2. But if you look right here, this is where the 7:30 webinars will be. We love for you to participate live, but if you're unable to, they're just right there. Lap 2, this task. You could click there and there's the Sunday night webinar, Monday night webinar, and so forth. And then right here, this is just simply a link to the website that I used for tomorrow night's webinar. This link right here, people ask for it every time after I finish the webinar. So we just went ahead and put it in the fast track laps. And this last task on lap 2 is to take the fast track quiz and earn your first badge. When you earn your first badge, it looks like this. It says fast track complete, but it's not complete. It's not complete until you finish all 7 laps. But why are we taking the fast track quiz now, early in the laps? Because that's what will open up your full food library, recipe library, and restaurant guide to you so that you can complete laps 3 through 7. All right. If you don't have your full food library, recipe library, and restaurant guide to you, you're only going to see limited options. And I know most people don't want to see limited options. Let's see all the options. So that's why you need to take that badge and it'll open it up to you. You possibly will take this badge right here. See, these are the 14 little fast track videos. These take you less than 1 hour to watch all of these little videos. They're little topical classes, 3 to 4 minutes. And then there's the quiz right there. So if you have already done that right there in lap 2, when you get there and it says take the quiz, just go ahead and check the box. You've already done it. Okay. All right, so we're going to hop off of here tonight, but in 3 minutes, Jason is going to be doing the How I Overcame Food Addiction and Lost Weight webinar. That is the information meeting for new members. If you are on Facebook right now and you're not a member, you can find him at Travis Martin's Weight Loss Ministry page at 8:30. And if you are not a member, please join us. I hope that you have liked what you've heard tonight. And you can go to www.shibbolethdeals.com and you can get a membership. It is $99 for the year. And the special is that you get all 3 levels in it. You get the fast track, the journey. For those of you that are just now listening and know that we had silver and gold, we're changing that to journey. And it gives you the Tiger Eye level. Normally it's $99 for fast track and journey, not including Travis and the Tiger Eye. So that you get all of that. So shibbolethdeals.com and you would get access to the food library, which is a treasure in itself, the recipe library and the restaurant guide. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Phyllis. I appreciate that. For those of you who are members, I would like for you to go right here to the pink online webinars tab and register for that webinar if you haven't yet. It's going to be right here. You click register. The reason you want to do that is because if you spend at least 20 minutes in that webinar, you get a badge and you get an increasing number on your badge every time you attend class, okay? And if you like the Shibboleth public page on Facebook, you can find me there in the morning for the Shibby Show around 7:30-ish. Could be 7:40, depending on what time I get up, get my hair done, get my makeup on, and get downstairs, okay? Y'all bear with me. It is morning, right? And then I will see you back here tomorrow night at 7:30 for the fast track class. Thank you, Missy, for being with us tonight. Missy, one of our mentors, has been on here tonight, and I thank her for her dedication to the lifestyle. And you're welcome, Erin. You're welcome. And you're welcome, Missy. Yay. And you're welcome, Karen. Awesome. Okay. And Missy's going to be with us all week this week because she loves to learn and make sure that she can help all of our mentors. We're going to hop off and I'm going to go watch Jason. Bye, everybody.